Hello you guys, I'm back with a new video where we pick my February TBR. If you're new here, my name is Marijn and I love to read books but also talk about books, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. We are going to pick what books I'm going to be reading in February. And as always, we are going to do that with my beloved TBR jar. I did a refill of my TBR jar in December and we haven't picked any prompts since, so I'm really excited to start this video with a new fully full prompt jar. I didn't do a video like this in December and in January. In December I just wanted to do, I don't know, read whatever I want. It was an intense month with Vlogmas and with work, so I decided to just read whatever I want without a set TBR. And then in January I decided to do the same because I was going on a holiday and I just wanted to read whatever I felt like and not have a set TBR, but I want to have a set TBR again, so that's what we're going to do for February. I do have two books on my February TBR already, and those are my book club books. The first is Nightingale by Kristen Hanna, which I'll be reading with my friend book club. I'm actually scared to start this. I know so many people love it, but also so many people cry while reading this book. And I don't know, I'm scared to start this. I am not the biggest fan of books that are set in war, and I know this is about like the female side of war. I'm scared, but I will be reading it this month. And then I'll also be reading Metal Slinger, which I'll be reading with one of my friends. We're gonna do a buddy read, and we were both really curious about this book, so that's why we picked it. And then the third book that I already read is Night Circus. We're reading this with my local book club, but I read it last year, so I won't be reading it again. It's a book that I annotated, so I'll just go through my annotations, I think, but I did like it. So we're discussing that book this month, but I did read it already. So let's pick 5 more books today with my TBR prompt jar. I think that will be a great amount, 7 books. I'll be able to do that. So let's pick 5 more books beside the ones that are already on my TBR. Okay, we're gonna start. I don't even remember what prompts I put in here. Oh, 2 are falling out. Let's pick one of those. Let a friend pick a book. Ooh, I was just texting with one of my best friends, so I'll just ask her to pick a book. Okay, I just sent it to Sanne. I sent her a picture and then, do you have time for this? And she said yes. And she's asking if I want a certain genre, but this is literally my first pick, so I'm up for anything. So I just sent her pictures of all the books on my TBR card. And then on those 2 shelves behind me, the bigger books, she just sent me a whole text in English so that I can read it out to you guys. She's saying, I'm really in doubt between 2 books. Caraval, because I think you'd really enjoy it, but it's another series that you need to start. Plus, after reading Caraval, you need to read Once Upon a Broken Heart, if you want to, of course. So I'll be adding 6 books to your coming TBR, and there are many other things to read. Agreed. So I'm choosing The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue. I know you were close to picking it up a few times already, and I think February is a good month to read it in. I'm really curious to find out what you think of this story, because I do think it could be a hit or a miss for you, honestly, but it's time to find out. Okay, so this is what it's gonna be, The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I have to say, I did almost pick it up a few times, but same as Nightingale, I'm sort of scared for this book because I, for some reason, have in my head that it's such a deep book and it's gonna take some time for me to get into it and take some time to read it and to get through it. I feel like it's gonna be a little bit of a heavier book, but I don't know. I don't know if that's just something that I put inside my own head or if it's based on something, but I do want to find out what I think of it because it is a book that so many people love, and I myself want to find out how I feel about it with so many people loving it. So the first book of this month, The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue. So that was pick 1. We are going to pick 4 more books. I'm also hoping for some lovey-dovey books this month. It's the month of Valentine's Day, of course. I am not the hugest celebrator of Valentine's Day, but I do like to read more romantic books. So that's why I picked a prompt with hearts on it. Not that it has any correlation to what prompts are on here, but let's see what it says. Set in current season. Okay, so maybe a Valentine's book? I don't know if I have any, or just late winter, early spring? Is it too early for that? I feel like looking outside it is. There's snow today. But I'm in that headspace already. So let's see what we can find. Summer romance, not so much. The male main character in First Time Caller, his last name is Valentine. I feel like that counts. I don't know if it does. I don't know if it does, but it does give Valentine's Day. I don't know, it doesn't say when it's set, but I feel like it might be. How do I know if a book is set in February? Or, I don't know, I feel like we're in between seasons. This is so hard. Okay, I have no clue how to find out which books of those are set in February or like this transition season. I can't find anything on the back of the books. But I feel like going for a romance because it is almost Valentine's Day is kind of valid. And so I'm just gonna go for this one. It literally says Valentine on the back just as a last name. I make the rules in this video and I'm saying that it counts. So this is gonna be the second book, First Time Caller by B.K. Borson. I am excited to read this because I've never read a book by B.K. Borson before, and I bought this like 11 months ago when I was in Edinburgh, and I have been excited to read it ever since, but I haven't picked it up so far. So let's finally do that and read First Time Caller. This is about, I think, 2 radio shows. Yeah, a host of Baltimore's romance hotline Heartstrings. And then a young girl calls into the station asking for dating advice for her mother, which is Lucy, the female main character. The mother, not the young girl. And then Lucy must make the final call between a radio-sponsored happily ever after. So I'm thinking fake dating, maybe? Forced proximity? Or the man in the headphones next to her. Oh, okay, that sounds exciting. Let's pick this one. Valentine's Day coded. Sort of. Okay, let's pick our third book. This one has dual or more POVs, so 2 plus more POVs. Okay, The Inadequate Hair, I've been wanting to read it. It is quite thick though, but I think this has multiple. Yeah, this does have 2 POVs, so that's a great option. Maybe Next of Kin. No, I think this is just 1 POV. Sadly, not City of Bones. I want to read this so bad. Okay, actually looking quickly to my TBR, I didn't find many books that has dual POVs. I imagined this prompt to be a lot more easy, but like I said, we do have The Inadequate Hair as a good option, and I do really want to read this. I read the first 2 books in the Bridge Kingdom years ago, I think about 3 years ago, and I just did a reread of those first 2 books. Loved them again, so I'm really excited to continue the rest of the series because I haven't read book 3 to 5. I don't think book 6 is out yet. Anyway, the rest of the series, it is a set of 3 duologies, so this is the start of a new duology, and I'm really excited to start it. It is quite thick, but I do want to read it. So let's pick this one and continue the series basically. So third book. Let's find out what our 4th prompt is gonna be. Location or place in the title. So I put place in there, so it could be like bookshop in the title, library, something like that, but also location like New York or Europe or whatever. So let's find out if I have any. Okay, not off to a great start. Oh, Amsterdam. That's a great option actually, and also a romance. It could also be like a fiction location. So the house in the Cerulean Sea is a place or location. So that's an option. And I think, yeah, that's it on this card. Oh, does City of Bones count? Because that is a location. Bookshop below is an option. The Spell Shop, maybe? Okay, I do think City of Bones does count. It is a city, but with us just picking The Inadequate Hair, which is a thicker fantasy book, a romance. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go with What Happens in Amsterdam. I feel like this is the perfect month to read this book with Valentine's Day coming. Yeah, let's just go with this one. I think this is the book that fits the prompt the best, since it is an actual place. I've been wanting to read this. I got this for my birthday from a friend, since I used to live in Amsterdam for 3 years. And I do really enjoy Rachel Lynn Solomon's books so far, so I am excited to read this. And it is super floppy, and just the feel of this, amazing. So let's read this book. Okay, our 5th and final prompt. Oh, let's pick this one. Book with an uneven amount of pages. Okay, that must be easy. Oh, I just threw it back in the prompter. That must be easy to find, I think, and gives us quite a lot of options, which probably means I can pick a genre that I really like to add to my TBR. I do have 2 romances. I do have 2 romantasies with Meadow Slinger and Inadequate Hair. I do have another fantasy with Addie LaRue, and then a literary fiction romance book, I think, with The Nightingale. So we do have a good mixture already, but I feel like I want another book that is a little easier to read. First, book that I'm going to try is obviously City of Bones. Does the epilogue count? I feel like it doesn't. Let's just not include epilogues or anything. 487. And I just realized, I totally forgot about this, but one of the guys in this book, I'm not even sure if it's her love interest or anything. It's been so long since I watched City of Bones, or the first few episodes, never really finished it. But one of the guys is called Valentine in this book. So that would make sense, you guys. That would be a great pick, but let's find out if I have any other picks, which probably won't make it, but let's see anyway. X's and O's? Nope. Even amount. Stealing Home does have an uneven amount of pages. No, you know what? I just want to read City of Bones. It is not a thin book, but I do really want to read this. I got this gorgeous edition for Christmas. Wes got it for me. And I just love it. I want to start the series. This means that I am starting a big series again and a big metaverse from Cassandra Clare. I know she has so many books that are connected and interconnected. So I'm getting myself into another very large series of books, but I want to get into it. So let's pick City of Bones. Oh my god, my TBR this month is so good, you guys. Oh, this is amazing. So this is my TBR for the month of February. First of all, Metal Slinger buddy read with my friend Merlotte. Nightingale by Kristen Hanna with my friend Book Club. And of course Night Circus, but I read that already. And then we have The Invisible Life of Eddie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. The Inadequate Hair by Daniel Jensen. So excited for that one. What Happens in Amsterdam by Rachel Lynn Solomon. And then City of Bones, The Mortal Instruments City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. Oh my god, we did so well. I feel like this is perfect. The perfect mixture of books. Some books that are easier to read, some harder books. This is, honestly, we couldn't have picked a better TBR. Okay, so, but with that being done, that is my TBR for February. I really hope you liked watching it. If you did, then please give me a thumbs up and make sure to comment with which book do you want to read most in February? Which book is highest up on your list? Let me know in the comments and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all of my upcoming videos. And that's it, you guys. I hope to see you very soon in the next video. See you then. Bye bye. Doei!